Yo, it's Mel from Rap Rankings. To hear the full episode this clip comes from and all the other episodes, stop by raprankings.com or search Rap Rankings on your favorite podcast platform. Track 3, iTunes song. Oh man, produced by Two Hungry Bros.
Yeah, shout out to Two Hungry Bros.
Well, Two Hungry Bros, don't eat me, bros. 6+.
Oh man, come on, Mel.
I'll explain myself.
8-, sting me, baby.
Okay. Well, you're an iTunes man. You always have been.
Well,
Okay.
I am, but I will admit, in my notes, I wrote a bit dated now, I guess, to streaming. So
yeah, that's why I had a hitch when I announced the title.
The song itself is like, if you'd like to visit iTunes, I invite you to try my tunes.
If you like to visit iTunes, I invite you to try my tunes. I went to yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's an earworm. I love rapping along to this song. The Tempo Man is in the building. You've got this female vocal in the background of the beat, some piano in there. I'll get into some of the rapping in a minute, but yeah, the iTunes element gave it the minus because it dates the record, you know?
I guess now it'd be Apple Music song.
Yeah, Apple Music or Spotify, I guess. Something like that, but
streaming song, I guess.
Yeah. If you like to stream music, I invite you to try my music. It wouldn't work, all right? iTunes, my tunes is just a good rhyme.
Yeah.
But it's the rapping on here for me, man, that gets it the 8-, because I have a perfect verse alert for verse 2.
Okay.
The way he's rapping on there, download the software. Click on the icon to be right there. It's not too pricey. It's like breathe in a breath of fresh air. Find it where it says buy now and press there. You'll find my CD so manly you'll grow some chest hair. You know how movies are must-sees? Well, here's a must here. Then he goes, that's not even a verse.
Yeah, that popped me.
And then
here.
The beat goes on. The boy Delacroix, when you're back and forth like Ponce de Leon, if you've had enough of these rancid rogues, flaccid flows, better get your seatbelt. Yeah, that rancid, bro. Rancid rogues, flaccid flows. Better get your seatbelt fastened, bro. Exception to my Reebok classics, this is not a fashion show. Kick your racket like Mac and Rowe. Thundercats. Oh, I don't fuck with MCs unless they sound. See, this is one of my bars of the album. I don't fuck with MCs unless they sound unique, because anybody can repeat, even parakeets. Run up on your malady with the panacea. Run up on you like the Pirates of the Caribbean. All up in your cavity, very cavalier. Drop a seed like Captain Planted in the Planeteers. Chicks become a fan of me, get a fatter rear. Like every Russian family's got a Vladimir. What?
That popped me. Like, every Russian family's got a Vladimir.
It's just a fun song to rap along to. It's a technical showcase, but it's also very catchy. But the iTunes element, I could understand it being like, all right, well, future audiences might not really connect to that.
I don't even mind it being dated, because at this point, a infamous non-Apple man, me, I actually appreciate it being called iTunes, because like iTunes has been phased out now, so it's kind of like, it gives me a little bit of nostalgia. It's like, let's keep this alive. Even though I hated it when it was around. Yeah, iTunes song,
But I should note that, like, back in the day when Homeboy was performing at all these shows in New York, this was one of, like, 4 songs on this album that he would perform. And it's like a sales pitch, basically.
It is. And I'm not even... That leads into my point. If this album wasn't dope, spoiler, this song would have been worse. Because throughout the song, it's like a sales pitch, like you said. He's making them street promises, like them promises you'd hear on the street. In the hook, he's like, you not liking me's unlikely. That's the exact kind of thing they would tell you trying to sell you your CD. It's like, you don't even know my taste in music. Don't write a check your ass can't cash, Like, but luckily, his ass could cash it, all right? And I cashed the check on this actual Factual Pterodactyl. But on this song, not exactly. But here's the thing. It's not his fault. You know what my issue is with this song, all right? it's not the beat, or no, it's not the chops in the beat. It's not the melody, like the sing-songy hook. I like that. It's an earworm, as you said. That's cool to me. I like his sales pitch. The problem is the beat. The beat's the issue. Okay, it's okay. How many times am I gonna say this on the show? I'm a fucking grungy, dark emo, broody little shit. Okay, and this was too soft for me. All right, it was too happy. All right, what do you want from me? It was too happy. All right, I had the my face the whole week. This is a new reference. You know that video where that weirdo ran up on Kaylani in the car, and her face, she was looking kind of like puzzled, like sort of quizzical. That was my face the whole week listening to this beat. Like,
oh man, I could see that though. There's something like, I don't know, kind of, like happy-go-lucky about the beat.
Yeah,
the programming, right?
Yeah, it's.
But to me, it's Tempo Man.
It's definitely Tempo Man. Yeah, I'll play a bit because they have to hear how springy he sounds on it. Like, no, it's Tempo Man for sure. Like, I'm not mad at anyone liking this. Let's play a bit of iTunes song, okay? Listen to this beat that Mel couldn't get behind.
If you like to visit iTunes, I invite you to try my tunes. I'll entice you, I'll excite you, I'll ignite you, I'll incite you. I'm just like you, you're just like me. You not liking me's unlikely, so I'm asking you politely, buy my MP3s or buy me. Voice in is now on iTunes. I don't only write rhymes or haikus. First album, how did it Beirut, and it's just a prelude. I don't play fool, my dude, I pay dues. Selling my tunes to you is how I choose to pay for food. So pull out your pesos and pesos. Join the movement, it's all for one like April Fools. Think about that last line. I'm good for making hits like national pastimes. If you don't think that Boy Sandman is mad nice, you don't care about the advancement of mankind. People always ask, man, how you come off? And how could Jimmy crack home? What is best song? I tell them about the iTunes, very low cost.
Yeah, look, I mean,
if you don't think that Boy Sandman is mad nice, you don't care about the advancement of mankind.
There you go. I have no problem with him. He's as bouncy as he needs to be over the bouncy music.
I'll say this, Mel. I wouldn't like this song if another rapper was on it. Like this, I wouldn't like this beat if it was just like, I don't know, some guy, like just a meat and potatoes rapper. It's
I mean, exactly.
What he's doing with it that makes me like it. I'm like, oh wow, he caught like the rhythm of this beat really well. He found the pocket and he rapped his ass off on here. That's why I really like this song.
I mean, yeah, I said it's a very springy cadence over music that I don't care for. It's not his fault. The cheekiness of it, like the sort of sunshininess of it works for him because he's good. Like you said, if this was a different rapper, this might have got like a
this just wouldn't be my type of thing. But it's
right.
What he does with it, and it's what is going on within the framework of this album. He's experimenting with a lot of different sounds. I also think his closing bars in the third verse, when he's talking about an array of profane phrases in my main frame, so many irate tirades within my right brain, set aside your full stereotypes, your rules don't apply to me. Like that's a hard right closing there. Bar.
I said I can get with it. That line specifically, set aside your full stereotypes, your rules don't apply to me. I said I can get with it. I'm glad he made it work for him enough to have a career. I failed. It's I guess Mel was sometimes these notes turn into diary, but there are things I don't talk about on the show that I wrote down just for myself, for my inevitable memoir one day. But yeah, I like to hear a guy who clearly doesn't fit inside the box and has managed to make a career for himself, because it's not easy to do. It's not easy to do, to be yourself, to have a blueprint that runs contrary to the established one and still provide for yourself, But like you said, this whole song is about that. It's a sales pitch. It's like, look, find me on iTunes. This is why I'm dope. Okay. You're not going to get this anywhere else.
Oh, by the way, you can't go by anything that the Bad website says about this album, lyrics wise.
Tell him.
Because let me just point out in verse 3, 2 hungry bros got beats for days and I raise a black fist even though it's really beige. These chicks got mo kicks and crazy 88s. a fresh set update. He wrote whoever wrote the lyrics on Genius, I guess,
fresh
wrote
set update.
That's a fresh set update. They said no. What he said is that's what Fresh said the other day. Fresh Daily, who's on this album a few tracks later, so you could just maybe use context clues to figure it out if you didn't know. But yeah, he said 2 hungry bros got beats for days. They made the beat. And I raise a black fist, even though it's really beige. That's correct. These chicks got mo kicks and crazy 88s. That's what Fresh said the other day.
Yeah. Well, I got some things to point out about that website coming up. I mean, for a whole site that's based around diving into lyrics and annotations and stuff, it starts with getting the lyrics correct, you know? Like,
yeah. and then it continues with the annotations being correct, but neither are correct a lot of times.
Yeah.
Unless it's something where the lyrics were written in the liner notes, or it's a mega popular artist, so there's multiple people who are, checking in on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's why they need Moles and Mel, okay? Now, I know what they're thinking. Well, why didn't y'all fix it? Because fuck y'all. Okay?
I'm not fake. No. You know what? I'll start fixing stuff on Genius when they allow me to delete lyrics of USB mic songs I did in 2010. That's when we can talk.
Wow.
Those lyrics, luckily, I changed the name of the artist, so you can't find them anymore. But I should just be able to delete them.
You really can't delete stuff off the site?
No, you can't. If you put up lyrics, they cannot be taken down.
That seems like an oversight. Really? Like, what
and
is...
I can't edit it, so it's just like, like a period or something.
Yeah. Oh, that's ridiculous. Well, I kind of don't want to talk about it because I know I got stuff up there too, and I've tried to edit it. No, you're right. I did know that you can't take them down because I tried. Yeah. I mean, great. Now the Rab faithful are going to go look up some.
They're not going to be able to find it. At least my shit. There's 0% chance they'd be able to find it.
Lucky you, okay? I got a lot of terrible bars up there, probably.
But somewhere on the internet, specifically on Genius, there's the lyrics to a Yoko Masaki diss I did.
Oh, man.
That has now been, it's not attributed to me anymore, and you can't find it.
Okay, well, look, they were gonna find this stuff. It's inevitable. Okay, as our fan base grows, as the cult expands, they were gonna find everything Moles and Mel related. It's like, I mean, look, the raps were whatever, but if they're there, I'm sure they're there. I know. Anyway, my only other notes about this record, I said it's a shame he's begging because he's actually good. Kind of this whole. But, that's what you have to do at this stage in your career.
Look, you ducked, okay? You weren't out there in New York hustling and grinding and trying to get your name out there, okay? Mel ducked. We know about him.
I was like 7. I wasn't even rapping yet.
You have to drive a hard bargain. There's a lot of people selling this shit.
Oh, I know. Well, what's funny? My dad, who was driving the car that I ducked in, he was there. And he was probably, I don't know, like in his mid-20s. Funny story, this wasn't in New York, but in LA, we were in Hollywood, and we ran into the rapper Kosha Dills.
Of course.
And
who doesn't
he was selling CDs.
Mel,
and
no bullshit, the night I met Kosha Dills was at Drum when I shot the Homeboy Sandman performance. That was the first time I met Kosha Dills. And I would go on to quote-unquote meet Kosha Dills like 5 more times.
That's a hustler, dog. Like, the fact that you have Kosha Dills stories, okay, a whole country apart.
My God, Mel, do you know that popular YouTube channel? It's called Channel 5 with Andrew Callahan.
I think I've heard of it.
Okay, he did a video at ComplexCon, I think.
Okay.
Guess who pops up at the end of the video?
Kosha Dills.
Kosha Dills, baby. This man is everywhere. He's everywhere.
Everywhere. And this is why I feel bad, because this was, I believe, when I was still in high school. This was like 2009, maybe 2010, maybe even 2011, so like a year out of high school. You know, I had been rapping at least 3 years at that point. I consider myself a rapper. So I felt for him, but it was one of those things. And my dad, he's just this way. He didn't mean any harm by it, but he didn't know the rapper's plight. So my dad does this thing where like Kosher Dills came up to us as we're walking the strip, and he's like selling the CDs, you know, doing the pitch. And my dad like stops and like hears him out and like asks a bunch of questions like, well, when'd you get started? What kind of music do you make? Just really entertaining him as if he's going to buy this. As if he's going to buy this thing. Talking to him for like 20, 30 minutes, bro. Just to eventually be like, well, you know, I'm going to pass. And I'm just thinking, I'm like, Dad, oh my God, Dad. Come on, bro. You can't do this. Don't do that to him. And Kosher Dills was visibly upset that he had basically felt like he'd been strung along. You know, the way my dad was talking to him, it's like he's going to throw him a bone at the end and buy the CD. He just ends up not buying the CD. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like at that point, I wish I wasn't a broke kid. So I would have bought it myself. Like if I had allowance money that week, I was probably grounded for watching porn or something. I don't know. I would have bought it myself because I felt so as a rapper, knowing how my dad didn't mean to like lack etiquette in that moment. My dad was just being my dad. But like we were walking away, I'm like, Dad, you should have you're talking to him like for this long. He thinks you're going to buy it. And my dad's like, well, you know, that's what he's like. That's entrepreneurship. It's like, everybody's not gonna, I'm like, but you don't talk to the man like you're old friends for like 30 minutes. Making him tell you his whole life story, you know?
Honestly, I have to say, I'm very entertained about the fact that even though I've met this man multiple times, I think your dad has actually had more FaceTime with Kosher Dills than I have.
It was a sad scene. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was a sad scene. I felt so bad.
Is this the City Walk?
No, it wasn't the City Walk. It was the literal Hollywood Strip, I believe. Like we were walking down the strip. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he was en route to being at 7 different places at once throughout the country. So,
you know. And I mean, I'll put it this way. Clearly he's had some level of success from him. Because when we left that moment, I was like, man, that's probably the last of him. And then I heard his name later on. I'm like, oh, that's the dude. Good for him. You know, that's how I felt.
He's leaving with something. Okay,
I'm leaving with something. Okay, Kosher Dills.
He's leaving with something,
folks. Instagram.com/Kosher Dills. He has 60.7 thousand followers, a verified check mark. Wildin' Out, MTV Wildin' Out season 18. He's doing it.
Call in 718-635-0743. Tell us your Kosher Dills story. Someone's got one, I'm sure.
Listen, if you've interacted with hip hop, you've got a Kosher Dills story, or you ain't hip hop, all right? That's the new rule. If you haven't bumped into Kosher Dills, you're not really ingrained in the culture like you think you are.
That's a side quest that, like, if you haven't done that, that's like missing the Dark Order, you know, in Skyrim or Oblivion or something. You know?
Right. Kosher Dills, he's around. He's outside. And there's never been a more outside man.
No one has ever been more outside. He likes shit and he goes outside.
Okay. The opposite of Earl Sweatshirt. This is the review to hype up the real salesmen, the real CD sellers, you know, the real hawkers.
Yeah, and listen, while I'm here, let me shout out Creature.
Okay.
Who was a Fat Beat staple. Gotta shout out Percy P, another Fat Beat staple. Shout out Sav Kills. Shout out Logan P. McCoy.
Better than Logan Paul Logan.
Absolutely. And absolutely 1000% shout out Homeboy Sandman, who we're reviewing right now. Yeah. Look, if you don't buy shit from... You don't have to buy shit from everyone who comes up to you on the street. That seems crazy.
But don't give them false hope.
Don't give them false hope. And
like
also,
my dad unintentionally did.
If they make eye contact with you, don't cross the street. It's time to pay the fucking piper, okay?
You ain't hip hop if you're, pretend.
You ain't hip hop if you don't have a shoebox full of these CDs under your bed or in the closet. I'm telling you right now, you gotta pay the piper.
Look, they're all going to tell you you not liking me is unlikely. 90% of them are lying to you. Okay? But that 10%, you'll run into a Homeboy Sandman. Okay? Now, granted, I don't know where to put Coach Shadills in this percentage because we didn't get the CD, so I don't know what he sound like. Okay? And I think I meant to look him up when I got back home.
In the rundown, shout out Coach Shadills, because anyone who's out there as much as he is, even if the music's bad, you have to respect.
I love Pickles. Look at Coach.
You gotta respect the hustle, man.
Respect the fucking hustle. From New York to LA, this man is out here. All right, you know. And
if you don't buy the fucking CD, all right, don't talk to me.
Yeah. All I want to say, other than that, is listen. On top of all this, I don't like to visit iTunes, but don't worry, folks. I wasn't so dense. You should know if this is your first time here. Okay, Mel is not so dense to freaking buzz a song because he doesn't like iTunes and it's called iTunes song. Okay, I didn't hit it with the because I don't like iTunes.
It's not a song extolling the virtues of iTunes.
No, it's a song telling you to purchase his music.
It was the most popular digital marketplace at the time,
right? You know.
And not every rapper was on iTunes. Some of them were just selling CDs.
Right. Homeboy Sandman, I mean, was it 08? I wouldn't say he was ahead of his time, but he was very much in line with where things were going. Okay?
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, no, it's not, like I told you up top, at this point, I almost have a fondness for iTunes, even though I just grit my chest like I had them, like, I don't have suspenders on, but, you know, it's like I grabbed them. It's like I was a Zune man. Okay. But
look, all the archival audio, all the mixes, all the listening that I do at home for the show is out of iTunes still to this day. But
iTunes. Okay.
I'm using not the new, this is an old iTunes build.
Right, and you basically froze it in time so it couldn't like update and do bad things. You know?
Exactly, so, because we know about where this program is at nowadays. But this is like iTunes. I'll give you, fuck it. While I'm here, if you guys want, I'll tell you the exact number, because it's the final build before they fucked it. And just anytime they ask you to update it, just decline. All right, this is...
Listen up, folks.
iTunes 10.7.0.21.
That's the one. That's the one.
What
don't go any further. Okay.
Don't go any further.
Don't look any further.
And honestly, I don't know why you would go back. So just stay there.
Man, I missed the.
I consider that the master build. So you have and I have it. So if I ever forget, oh no, I have a new computer and I forget what was my build. Just kidding. I have the install file backed up like 3 times over.
Gotta keep the install file.
Fucking catch me lacking on the fucking computer. No. Okay.
No. I can tell you, I got the Zune software installation files still, but there's no point in me having it because my Zune got ran over outside of Marriott in 2014. But I've told y'all about that before. But you know, you gotta keep the installation files.
It was that the Zune getting run over was an important moment in your life, I think.
It was.
It needed to happen.
Definitely was. No, I don't think it needed to happen. It was.
I think it severed you from the cult for good.
No, I was already severed. I was already severed at that point. But
Never mind.
It was one of the worst things because it forced me into that streaming. Well, it didn't force me. You know, I wasn't forced, but you know, I fell into that convenience trap. All right. Back when I had a MP3 player with dedicated to music, you know, that was a good time. All right. But listen, folks, you gotta keep a folder with all your installation files. I got Skype.
You need the install files because you never know when they're just gonna yank them, and there's not even good websites anymore that keep up with the old versions anymore. Like versions.
See, I got this Sony Vegas crack, FL Studio. I still got the original one from 2007, the FL Studio 8 XXL Producers Edition. I got that Mools. He gave me that 12. I got that. I just thought it saw like Mools software.
I got that Mools. He gave me that
12. There needs to be Mools software. That would be great.
Jesse's gonna clip that and be like, you know, he's gonna be like, what did when Mools gets revealed to have a 12-inch penis, what did the porn actress say on the set?
Oh man, I got that Mools.
Listen,
it's the next generation, when files inevitably come back because kids think they discovered something that's been around forever. The new program to replace iTunes to honor it should be called Mools. Okay, like Mools. You open Mools and that's where the files are. Okay, I would download Mools. Folks, coming to the shop soon. Okay, I'm getting a shirt with the Zune logo, the little Z prism, and it's gonna say I'm a Zune man. Or I'm a Zune woman, too, for the women. Or I'm a Zune they. It's whatever you are. It's going to be the logo in the middle, and I'm a Zune, whatever you are, okay? And I think we can sell those, because, I mean, they're not even a company anymore, right? Like, what are they going to do? They can
Zune?
fucking stop me. Yeah. Zune, they're done. All right? But I want to honor the legacy of Zune, okay?
what was with the Zune? Didn't you have to, like, resize the art in a weird way or something like that?
No, what you have to do in the proprietary software sometimes is manually assign the artwork because they would just
that's not that bad. I do that now.
I would. Well, right. You know, it's something I probably would have done anyway. But for instance, me, like when I would my music, Melvin Birch, they would auto assign this like Harold Melvin in the Blue Notes artwork to all of my music. So I had to, do you remember downloading my music and there would be like a little space before my name?
Yes.
That was to prevent that from happening.
Got it. Okay.
That was how I prevented them from thinking I was Harold Melvin in the Blue Notes. So, yeah. File talk with Mools and Mel. Anyway. Well, it's appropriate. The iTunes song, you know? For the kids who are listening, this is how it was back in the day. You had files with proprietary software. Zune, iTunes, you know? Stuff like that.
Still going for me. I never caved to that streaming.
They ran my shit over, man. They ran it over. Okay? I didn't want to cave.
Make another Hove, then. I mean, geez, come on.
I was thinking something earlier. That quote. I was, I said, my friend Ting, I was like, do you know how hard it is to make another Hove? Okay? Because she was telling me something like, you know, find more girls to talk to. And I'm like, I use that as an analogy. But anyway, folks, Homeboy Sandman is not at fault here. It's just the beat that didn't all the way mesh with me. But hey, maybe one day I'll be in a particularly happy-go-lucky mood, and this beat, I'll be able to bounce along to it, you know? Maybe one day.
This guy penalizes songs for his own fucked up experiences.
It's about my enjoyment. That's what we do on this show. Our enjoyment or lack thereof, okay? And you know what? To another point, actually, Homeboy, you did do something wrong. You did do something wrong, man, okay? Because what you said is you said, instead of just saying, hey, they want to stay late, they want the mayonnaise, no, vomit, okay? No, I don't refer to your semen as mayonnaise. Please, God, no. All right? That's gross. That's gross.
And back on the subject of the bad website, they just decided that the next 3 songs were not worthy of transcription. Everything else is.
Yeah. All right. Don't worry. Mools and Mel did the hard work. We don't rely on.
Don't worry.
Genius.
We don't need these bad interpretations that aren't even the actual lyrics. We could do it ourselves.
It's a tool to save us time and highlighting lines we want to, you know. But when they don't do it, we take matters into our own hands. Yeah. But yeah. Other than him referring to his, as we say on this show often, cum. That's mayonnaise. He didn't do anything wrong. And shout out to Hurricane Chris, who was referencing here. That's how you know it was 08. Like the middle of a hurricane, except there ain't no A baby. You know?
Yep.
A baby. That was a joint. I like that. But anyway, iTunes song. Okay. Shout out to all the people still rocking with files.
Yep.
You got anything else?
White people, gangsters in the club.
Hey, baby. I heard he was back. He put something else out recently, Hurricane Chris.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, best of love to him.
Best of love. Perhaps he'll be the next member of Griselda. Who knows?
Okay. Anyway, you want to move
on? Sure. Yeah, I think we could.
All right. Yo, it's Mel from Rap Rankings. To hear the full episode this clip comes from and all the other episodes, stop by raprankings.com or search Rap Rankings on your favorite podcast platform.